Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me on today's video. Today I will be budgeting out this week's paycheck, which is $466.54. If you are new, welcome. My name is Alex. I'm a single mom to one beautiful daughter named Savannah. She is 12 years old and I'm 32 years old, and we live in the state of Wisconsin. I am currently saving up for a house. I'm an independent contractor. I shop and deliver groceries to customers, so if you're a gig worker, you could probably relate to my budget. My paychecks are very inconsistent, so that is why I love using the cash envelope system to help me budget out each week's paycheck. Helps me stay on track, and honestly, this method has helped me save the most amount of money so far. So I hope to inspire others to try out this method if you have not yet, or just make a budget plan in general. Alright, so let's get started. Again, I made $466.54 this week. It was definitely a lower paycheck. I worked my regular hours. It was just, pretty slow. So I will be setting aside 15% still. This goes into a savings account strictly for a house. It is $69.98. And by the way, I have been getting a couple of questions to how much I am saving for a down payment on a house. Currently, I have well over $20,000 saved up so far. I honestly don't really have a goal yet, and I'm just trying to save up as much as possible, and that is because I do not have a good stable job right now. So, $20,000 is a pretty good chunk of money for a down payment, but there's no way I would be able to buy a house right now just because my income is not stable. So basically, I would just have to wait until I get a more stable job that also pays more, because currently I would not be able to afford a mortgage. I probably would have to put a huge down payment down with the job that I have, and it would not be a good situation currently. So my ideal goal is just save until I get a better job and reevaluate things at that point, if that makes sense. So after I set aside that 15% for a house, I am left with $396.56. Then I have to deduct my bills. I get paid weekly, so I figure out what my bills are weekly, which is $288 per week. If you are new, all my bills are listed off to the left right here. If you're a little curious, I do live in low-income housing, so my rent is pretty affordable. After my bills are deducted, I'm only left with $108.56 that I can technically spend this week. That will be tough, but I will make it work. I also have this envelope called Time Off and Bad Work Week for situations like this where my paycheck, isn't that great, but $916 in there. I could definitely pull money from there if I need to, but again, like always, I try not to do that if I don't have to. So I will try to make the $108 work. We will see. We will find out. Obviously, these are all my categories that I have in my wallet, and then everything listed to the left is what I currently have in there. This helps me determine where I kind of need my money the most. So, all right, 108 to work with. Let's see here. Normally, I would start off with gas first, but honestly, I do have a couple things I need to add money into. My daughter has a field trip that is $20, so I really need to set that money aside to be able to pay for that through the portal. So I need $20 for that, so let's figure that out first. So I have an envelope for my daughter for like school stuff, so I think I will use this money. I have $16 in there currently. The field trip is $20, but she also does need money for a lunch. So I will do the lunch portion another week, and I will do the field trip portion today. So $84 for that. So I have $104 left. I also need to put money into household. I really need toilet paper. So I am going to make a Target run and be able to get like a $15 gift card for that. So I need to get this up to like 55-ish. So I'm going to put $20 into there, into household. So I only have $84 left. I'm going to put $20 into vacation. I know this sounds silly. I do this every single week to have $1,000 at the end of the year. Plus I have $666 in there, and that's just a creepy number. So let's not make it that number anymore. So $64 left. I'm gonna give myself $20 in my personal envelope. I currently have $23. I like to give myself $20 every week. I know it's not a lot, but you know, it's at least something. And I'm really trying to not necessarily buy anything if I don't have to. So $20 a week works pretty good for me. I only have $44 left. I'm gonna give my daughter $10 for chore money. I do have $34 left over. So I'm going to put the remaining amount of money into gas. Ideally, I like to keep the gas envelope at $100, but with between work and our Six Flags trip, gas went down pretty quickly. So I'm just going to quickly see how much will be in gas. So gas will be at $81, which is fine. So I'm just going to re-add everything up just to make sure the math is mathing. All right, 108. All right. The budget this week is not perfect, but I think, you know, I did what I had to do this week and I made it work. So that's always a plus. Well, that pretty much wraps up this video, guys. Thank you so much for all of the support on my channel. All of the comments and all of the likes helps my channel grow, so I really appreciate it. Thanks so much. And I hope you guys are having a lovely weekend, and I will see you in the next video. Tomorrow, I will be doing the cash stuffing portion, so definitely watch that video. See you in the next one. Bye!